Yeah, I'm trying to remember if the Dragon Knight was... So his shard was reduced a little bit. 80 damage to 75 damage per second on Fiber, which is definitely not enough. This is still a strong hero.
Well, considering it used to be 60, I think, or maybe even 50, and then it got buffed to 80, that is still a lot stronger than it used to be. It does allow him to farm. It's actually quite nice. There was always a debate what to go for as the first item on the DK. Going for a blink, you're not going to be able to get any items. But then when the shard was buffed up, the offlane DK actually can get towards that BKB quite fast with just that Aghanim shard. So I'm quite glad that he got that farming potential of the hero, because it was very hard to actually see what you're going to get. Midas, BKB first, they don't feel so great. You don't do much without the blink, but then you get the blink and you're just kind of useless later on in the game. So I like that implementation, and pretty much the change to the shard is why this hero is so popular.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just adds another aspect to the hero, because it was a bit one-dimensional. Your initiator, tanky, and take towers. That was really kind of it. Now the shard gives you a lot of other involvement in games, and I'm always a big fan of that, just seeing how teams and players can exploit heroes to their fullest potential is always something that I'm a big fan of. And well, for NGX.SEA, they're going to try and pull out the Nyx Assassin, so proving that this is a strong hero if it's in their hands instead of Neon. And the Radiant lads back into the Pango, and we get a Shaman. I'm a big fan of this hero, so I'm excited to see how they can pull it off.
Me too. Though I expected them to get a Grimstroke yet again. You know, when you have a Pugna and you have a Grimstroke, you might even decide to put a core Pugna. Double Decrepit plus the suck would be amazing. But still, Shadow Shaman. So maybe they're afraid of Enigma Galaxy going for some mobile heroes. When you see a Pugna, it's pretty much like the Coddle. You want this hero to die. It's very squishy, very easy to catch. Doesn't do well against Spirit heroes, Ember, Storm. Even the Void Spirit can catch her quite easily. So Shadow Shaman might be a preparation for that if Enigma Galaxy want to go that route. And of course they are lacking damage. Nyx Assassin, Hoodwink, Dragon Knight, they can kill one hero, but you don't have that magical damage that will enable you to continue to fight. So I'm liking that Neon Esports this time around, they're preparing for what Enigma Galaxy would want to pick and what would be the best possible course of action for them.
Yeah, I'm looking at also a different route if they consider something like an Invoker. It's something Alacrity really likes. I think the long range save in a way with Tornado to cancel Shackles. Mana Drain's very good versus Dusa with the EMP. Tornado again to be able to break the decrep is really nice. And now you get a playmaking mid, and you can also be a steroid for In Your Dream. Again, they often really like to give In Your Dream this late game farming hero. I think that's a route they could also go down, but maybe they would be lacking damage at some stage if it's Quas Wex and if they don't snowball kills and off those level 6s get objectives and then continue to take fights where it's only just one or two heroes. Ooh,
okay. They go for a Drow. I was thinking about a troll yesterday. There was a debate there. MLP and John were talking about how it's hard to play the troll. But when I see so many stuns, I was like, okay, this could be a good troll game. But the Drow Ranger does make sense quite a lot. It's a good counter to the Medusa. The silence on the Pugna is quite great. You don't care about the Nether Ward that much. You're actually very annoying to the Pango. Pango doesn't want to build the Yules or the Lotus just for you, but he might need to, and you're actually keeping your distance far enough away from these heroes to do the damage. And now we talked about the hero that goes well with the Nyx Assassin in the lane. The Drow Ranger is definitely there because she does a massive amount of damage if people are staying in place, and the Nyx Assassin, he enables just that.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this is something that we saw, I think it was our first series where we saw the Medusa, and the last phase, the Drow was banned out, so they didn't have the opportunity to pick the Drow. So we see NGX.SEA, they're like, all right, let's just bump the priority on the hero. It looks like a pretty good matchup. We can pick it now, protect it in the last phase. So Lycan's going to be banned out. They'll probably look to ban out 10
seconds remaining.
I wonder if they actually do ban out another offlane initiator, just because you're against like a DK, Nyx, and Hoodwink can make it very difficult for any spirit hero to be played. So I wonder if they actually do think about another offlane ban, and yeah, Brood's gone.
That's a pretty solid ban. You know what I would like to see here from Neon? A Tusk. A core
Ooh.
Tusk, be it offlane, be it a mid lane. It destroys the Nyx Assassin, it destroys the Drow Ranger. It is just an amazing hero, and it
10
helps you
seconds remaining.
defend from all of these single target stuns. I don't
5
really believe they're gonna be
seconds
going for that one, but I just think it would have been a perfect pick if they have an idea of how to utilize it.
Yeah, I think if we were watching Motivate, then they would definitely be considering that right now because they are a team that like to pull the position 2 Tusk for Gacha Boy. I don't think I've seen it much on Avatar mode though, but I'm trying to. Are there any heroes that are standing out to you that they can pick to try and deal with the Drow and get on top of it?
Wait, spirits are not so great. You're playing against the Nyx. You do have some magic damage with the Pugna, so you're not that afraid of the damage. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what they should go for here. I don't see any good gap closers that are great for Neon.
Dire team pick.
Let's see.
Admiral
Kunkka. So they go for a classic route, you know. It's something, as I mentioned, that is never bad. But again, if you're not on top of this Drow, you're gonna be in some real trouble for sure.
It's definitely a hero
10
that can
seconds remaining.
overwhelm the Drow early, but late game Drow should be
5
perfectly
seconds
okay
remaining.
with BKB. For NGX.SEA, I'd like to have another hero that can they can put in the front line. DK can definitely fulfill that role. I don't know if they're going to get another one out of the position too. So honestly, maybe they just give the DK to Alacrity because you can't really go for another bodyguard-esque hero in the mid lane. It's really only Dragonite that fulfills that role.
Yeah, the DK is one of the best laners against the Kunkka. You literally just right-click him. And of course, you have that high armor, so the Tidebringer really won't be hurting you that much. So it wouldn't surprise me if they decide to put the DK in the mid lane, considering that the Medusa does relatively well against the DK in the lane. The Pugna actually does a solid amount of damage. It would actually be quite nice. But nope, they go for the Ember once again. And now I like that Neon Esports actually have this Shadow Shaman to deal with him. The problem is, I think that you have a clear target. You find the Shadow Shaman and you know that your Ember Spirit will not be dying. And of course you have the Nyx. It's actually going to be a position 5 Shadow Shaman, which is something I'm not the biggest fan of. It's very hard for him to get the hits off in the safe lane, especially against the Hoodwink. She will constantly just poke. Has better range, less in terms of damage, but you know, Shadow Shaman gets a little bit away from the Medusa, and suddenly you're stunned and you're dead. So I'm again looking towards Enigma Galaxy, and I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it sounds like a horrible lane for Neon, honestly. Deuce a Shaman. Shaman as a 5. Like, yes, you're a strong lane on, but you've got 2 very squishy ranged heroes, which I feel like if you are ever caught out of position on Chuan, he should just be killed off easy. A bushwhack into a Dragon Tail. If you're not killed off, that's pretty much all your health, and all of a sudden, you've got to use your Solve on yourself, or you have to go back to base, and then Asta's playing the lane solo, so I feel like NGX.SEA are going to get a lot out of DK's lane, which is then going to give him a very early blink timing, so they can pair that up with Alacrity's aggression, but
A good way to approach the laning phase when you know that you're going to be weaker later on down the line is to push out level 1. Neon Esports, they have the Medusa with a snake, so they can push out, they can get level 2 first, and they can actually kill the Dragonite when he's level 1, or maybe even gets level 2. So I think that's the way to approach this lane. Just try to crush it in the first few waves, and then it's gonna be tougher for the Dragonite to be as annoying as he was in the previous one. So when we're talking about the lanes, though, I don't know. Neon, they're gonna have to be very aggressive in this game on the back of the Kunkka. The Kunkka needs to be chasing people, but the thing is, it's very hard for you to kill the Ember, and the Drow will always be super far back. So I kind of feel like when you see the Dragonite pushing the tower, that you need to go on him right away and kill him with everything you got, open up the map, smoke towards the other part of the map, and then just push Enigma Galaxy away. I think that's the name of the game, at least for the first 15 minutes for the side of Neon.
all right. Well, I think a lot of that's also going to come down to how Neon can enable Asta from, so enable avatar mode to get the power runes. I think if you can get a DD, a haste, an invis, whatever, a playmaking rune just to help out from moving
30
to
seconds
Mizu's
to
lane to kill him off, and even trying to see what Enryu, how he wants to play early. Maybe he's going to be forced to try and make some rotations as soon as he has Rolling Thunder to find some kills.
We'll see. Neon, they definitely have to fight on the back of the Rolling Thunder and the boat every single time. Their heroes are just good at constantly running towards the enemy, so you kind of want to make sure that Enigma Galaxy at least have one of their heroes dead, preferably the DK, as I said, whenever he uses his dragon form. But in those kind of situations, Enigma Galaxy are probably going to be playing around him, because again, Nyx Assassin, you need the towers to go down, so you're going to be playing around the Dragonite quite a lot.
Greedy a bit, bro.
We see it's going to be a 2 for 2 in regards to the bounty runes. And with mid, looks like Alacrity's going to have a better block than Avatar mode. So the Ember will be playing with the first wave on his high ground, which is always very nice. But of course, it should shove back into Avatar mode's favor now with the tower doing its job.
It's always nice to get that block, but ever since the towers got super close to each other, now it's even 4 years have passed since that change, or maybe 3. I'm not really certain any longer. It's not that big of a deal. The equilibrium will be evened out fairly soon, and it's not gonna have that much of an impact to the laning stage overall.
Step lively now.
We saw Alacrity have a really strong start to game 1, and I think in general for NGX.SEA we saw them have a really good start with all their lanes. Do you feel like this is going to be different? Do Neon have much better setups in their lanes?
Denied.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, to be honest. This Pugna is gonna have to do some heavy lifting here on the top lane, and he's actually doing just that. He is constantly targeting the Drow Ranger. This is the idea. You let the Nyx go. He has really good regen anyways, and you just make sure that the Drow is low. If the Drow can't attack, then this lane is good for you. So Neon, their understanding of the lanes this time around, it's much better, and maybe they're just like, okay guys, let's focus. The thing that happened in the previous one, it cannot happen again.
What, so the read for Neon at this top lane is just to avoid the Nyx, run behind him, get on top of the Drow Ranger, and just try and do as much damage to the Drow to stop her from right-clicking freely?
Literally just that. The Nyx Assassin, you shouldn't care about him whatsoever, because whatever amount of damage you do to him, he's just gonna run away with the boots and heal up with the massive regen that he has.
And for our bottom lane, looking pretty even at the moment. Asta, top of the last hits, but we've spoken about the Dragonite time and time again. This is a hero that is pretty unkillable early on. I do feel like Dire, though, are going to have plenty of opportunities to get kills. It's all on Chuan and how safe he's able to position in the trees and really away from this duo stun that they have.
Dire's middle tower
With the
is
way
under
that the
attack.
lanes have been started, I can assume that we're not going to be seeing too many kills. Maybe on the top lane if In Your Dream steps out, but when it comes to damage dealing, I just don't see that people are going to be dying. Maybe Chuan dies on the bottom lane, but I think he's aware of the situation that he's in and is probably going to be playing defensive, whereas the Drow, you know, sometimes you can get pulled in by, okay, I want this creep, and then you can just get
Dire's
caught off guard.
structures are fortified.
Well, there they go. A little bit of damage onto Asta. They land the double stun combo. And meanwhile, mid lane, some brawling going back and forth. Alacrity in Avatar mode. Another nice dodge from Alacrity. He's been really on point utilizing this slight to always try and get that misstep in the torrent.
Yeah, he's doing an amazing job. Last time around, he got a kill in the exact same matchup. Now, that's not gonna be the case. So Avatar mode should be doing a bit better. Ember, not the highest of armor heroes, but not the worst either. So he's gonna be fine in there. Even in the mid lane, he used the Searing Chains, but 2 creeps plus a Kunkka, and they just go on the creeps.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's nice. Yoakim gets the
Dire's
Band of Elven
bottom
skin
tower
off Asta.
is
So
under attack.
is it 5 or 6 Agi? I don't remember. Band. Which Agi's that? 6 Agi. Okay, so there you go. 6 Agi, 6 damage. It's always going to be important for Asta because you're up against a melee hero in Mizu, so not all the easiest time to probably outlast hit the Dragonite.
Radiant's
The
top tower
the Medusa actually
He's
did
gonna
well
go
in the
down.
first
Should be
couple of-
first blood. Decrep into the self. Actually, nice combo from Jing. It's a small one, but just they had no ways to be able to pop the self through the Decrep protection. So he's gonna be able to get back to the safety of the tower.
That is the Pugna movement speed right there. You know, the Nyx has the boots, but he's not really that much faster than him.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
So we see.
And the annoying thing has begun. So as we said, you need to pressure this DK early on. Medusa?
Wow. Oh no. That's so scary position to be in. And we're just trying again. Yes, Deuce is getting farmed. 23 last hits. What's the net worth looking like? Yeah, Ass is on top. I don't know if it's going to continue to be this way for too long. Like, I think this lane is going to get to a critical threshold where Ass is going to be forced out pretty early.
He wants to stay here
Oh,
for
they
a
might get a
DK.
kill. Look at the combo. Mizu and Yokam. I think it is finally our first blood. But again, Chuan, the fluffy hat, that plus 125 health, just enough of the stats to keep him alive.
As I was saying, I think this is actually okay for the Medusa. You got some early last hits. Now the DK is gonna start catching up, maybe even getting over you. But the thing is, you keep yourself in that lane so that once you oh, top lane, just a second. Okay, boom, boy, he does survive. But the thing is, you keep yourself alive in that lane. You keep yourself well in that one until the Kanka can rotate and kill the DK. And I think that's the most important thing overall.
We're closing on the 6-minute mark, so the power runes will be available.
Dire's middle tower is under
Unfortunately, if
attack.
Avatar mode is unable to snag the invis, definitely would have been a rune that he could have used to his advantage to maybe step in top, step in bottom, to find our first blood that we still haven't gotten just yet. Is Mizu gonna go for this? Mizu, hang on a second. He's not gonna be killed off. He's got some one charges if
Dire's
required,
turret
but
has been killed.
does take a lot of damage.
Yep, just goes to show how much he doesn't care. He even has the raindrops right now, so they shouldn't be able to finish him off.
They might. 2 points in Ether Shock. It's a beautiful double bushwhack. Conker's going
coming
to
in.
start to TP bottom, but the read from Mizu and Yokam is on point. They have the confirmation. I don't know if he TP'd under that lane ward, but really nice reactions from NGX.SEA.
I think so. I think he was just on the right side on the lane there, and that's why they knew. Look, he does get the Medusa back to the base, but now this is a problem. This means that he doesn't have a TP. This means that once the DK hits level 6, he's going to be
Radiant's courier
relatively
has
free
been
to
killed.
continue going aggressively. And I have to say, Enigma Galaxy, even without the kills, their movements and the way that they are reading what they need to do is just looking beautiful. It's nice for the side of Neon that they got a lot of CS in the lanes, but it's not gonna be looking that great if they're not utilizing the Kunkka to get some early kills.
Yeah, and see more important things coming out for NGX.SEA was Boombui just moves over to the triangle, blocks the Ancients, blocks the hard, drops a very deep ward as well, which is not easy to get rid of. So this is going to be very important for NGX.SEA to be able to
Bottom
slow
lane.
down the Medusa's farm as bottom. Trying to step into Mizu Avatar mode without the phase. I think it's coming out of the choreo. That bonus movement's been lovely then to be able to catch up to Mizu, but unfortunately it just didn't have it fast enough.
I also think that Mizu was way too close to the tower. With the extra armor from the tower, I actually think you
Radiant's
don't kill him.
middle tower
You might
is
do a
under
lot of
attack.
damage with the boat and torrent, but then once you're out of magic damage, the DK just doesn't die that close to the tower. Enigma Galaxy just amazing reads on what they need to do in Avatar mode. He understands where he needs to fight, but you still need to catch someone for it to make sense.
Alright, well, Neon, they're going to look to smoke. Avatar mode pathing his way to mid where Yokam positioned very deep near the tower. Alacrity as well. They might be able to get the kill on Pugna before Neon look to show up to the fight. Chuan's going to reveal himself Hex outside of the smoke, but they still get the kill. Avatar mode landing 4 points in the Tidebringer. That's enough to find our first blood of the game. And top lane, and Ryu's going to be killed off as well, so that's all we need. We needed one kill, and then the floodgates opened.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's the only thing that they were all waiting for. Like, you know, when you come to a party and you don't want to be the one that takes the food first. You're just waiting for that one guy who is gonna be taking it on himself Just I'm the hungriest one, and here is what that's basically what Nigma Galaxy and Neon were doing. They don't want to start the fighting first. They don't want to go in first. But as soon as one hero died, that is when all hell broke loose. So I was about to say this is the most interesting game that we've seen so far today, but it might actually shape up to be, considering that the momentum is on at this point.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna kill after kill after kill. I mean, Mizu. It's going to be a pretty late Blink Dagger timing, honestly, for the Dragon Knight. So again, I feel like this early game is all on Avatar mode to really make these plays.
I have to say, with Alacrity being such a well-known Ember Spirit player,
Oh, they've caught him out in the
his
river.
Remnant usages aren't great. Oh,
Boom Buoy. Spot Caribus proving to be a nuisance. Jing denied the region. I'm sure Avatar mode or Enryu or even Chuan would have liked that, but I guess trying to make sure there was no shenanigans and Boom Buoy picking it up.
you know, you want to make a cool play sometimes, and Avatar mode, he doesn't have a bottle, so overall I don't think that's gonna be that big of a deal. And Jing will heal everybody up, so no one is gonna be mad at him. DK will have a form on the bottom lane. There is still a boat on the Kunkka, but there is no TP. So despite that kill, I think tactically and when it comes to positioning, the Nigma Galaxy are gonna be more happy with this one. They are the ones that have the Nyx. They're the ones that are gonna be benefit from the towers falling, and that is exactly what's gonna happen here in the bottom lane.
Dire are scanning.
Trying to trade towers, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't. Yeah, Neon, they're not going to be able to. So once again, it's going to be a game where NGX.SEA have opened up in regards to towers first. This can really help out with their map control, and you're closing in on level 6. So with the Vendetta now, you can maybe scout out some heroes farming aggressively in the bottom jungle to be able to help out to find these pickoffs, and they can even just defend top if they really want to on Dire.
Good move from Neon. They might catch in your dream.
Oh yeah, they will. In your dream. Gets the silence of the Shaman. It's not going to break the combo though from Avatar mode. But the TPs are starting to come to the area. Unfortunately, with the Serpent Ward traps in your dream, there's no way he makes it away. Avatar mode's hunting, and Enryu flies on over. Swashbuckle to get the life. But still, NGX.SEA, they're looking to turn it around. It's a beautiful combo from Enryu, and meanwhile, Avatar mode off to the side adds another one to the tally, so a 3-for-1 advantage for Neon.
This is a good idea from Neon on how they need to play. You know, if you find the Drow, Nigma Galaxy, they have no other choice but to react. But I think this is just all in your dream. He knows that his teammates are gonna be trying to save him, and he still puts himself in a situation where he can get caught. No Kunkka on the map. You need to be super careful about what you're doing. And Nigma Galaxy, a lot of their strength comes from the Drow in the later portions of the game, so you cannot allow her to die. So that's actually quite nice coming out from Neon.
Oh, dude, Alacrity. Is he actually going to go for this? This arcade rune. Alacrity is just being a bully right now, man. This is so stupid. Remnant in and out, doesn't catch anyone, so pretty much uses all his mana. But you're going to send both the Pugna and the Shaman on a trip back to base.
That was a beautiful play from the Pugna. He saw that the Shadow Shaman was at the threshold where he would die from the Sleight of Fist, and then he heals him just enough so that he doesn't die from the Sleight of Fist and the Shaman can't die. And then the Ember Spirit just can't finish them off. So very nice read there coming out from Jing. If, let's say, the Shadow Shaman died, then it would have been so easy for the Ember Spirit to go in and even kill the Pugna. But Jing just does it perfectly and make sure that neither him or his position 5 go down.
They're going to smoke. It was again underneath another ward, so this could be a good time to fight. You just have the Blink Dagger being delivered now on Mizu. He may not have it before they connect, but look at Boom Buoy's positioning. The high ground of the stairs, going to pop the smoke and instantly look to get away with the Vendetta.
That looks a bit cleaner from the side of Nigma Galaxy. They just keep their Drow Ranger safe because they know that is gonna be the way to go. Neon, they don't have great catch in a sense that they are gonna take an area and kill people there all the time. They need to go for the Drow and force out the TPs and then catch them one by one. That's what they're good at.
All right, Mizu to jump, Boom Buoy in the river. They're trying to protect the double damage. Oh, this is huge now. Alacrity with a DD for the fight, and In Your Dreams even going to look to short as they land the double bushwhack. They need the bow. Avatar mode needs the run buff to keep his life, but it comes out too late. They even buy back on Chuan, so now the Shaman is going to have a non-factor this game if they can kill him off a second time, and they might just do that. Chasing deeper and deeper. The Deuce is caught out of the T2 tower. Now Chuan as well on the high ground as NGX.SEA. A 5-man wipe. In fact, they get 6 kills as Shaman killed off for the second time that fight, and they do all just die.
Radiant's middle tower
That is so sad there from Tron. He's looking as his carry is dying and he doesn't know what to do. And then he just stays and gives them a bonus. You know, it's never good to give them a bonus kill, but maybe it's better to die right now, you know, so that your respawn next time when your teammates are in play isn't actually going to be super long because of that buyback. But Enigma Galaxy with just one move, they completely turned the tides around. You know, 3k gold swing 15 minutes in, it almost never happens, but just goes to show how clean that fight went for them.
One thing I want to mention as well is that now finally the Ancients are unblocked, but they got at least 5 minutes, I think, of sentry value out of blocking the Ancients, and all through that time he only farmed it once. And the Medusa is a hero that thrives. Like, you live or die by the Ancients. You get so much farm there, so much gold, so much experience. And the fact that they just block that and the hard camp for such a long time is really concerning for me.
And look at now, Boomboy is on Asta. So when there are no heroes there, they know that their Drow might be in trouble. And now, when he stuns her, he might even force out some TPs if they're not careful. Okay, now he finally goes over the sentry. But this is the thing. The tower in the bottom lane has fallen. The tower in the mid lane has fallen. And it means that it's going to be much easier for the Nyx Assassin. We can see that the sentries are concentrated in the triangle because they want their Medusa to farm. And Enigma Galaxy, I think they're fine letting her do so for now.
Yeah, because you've got In Your Dream who's free farming. He's top of the net worth. You mentioned how much of a net worth swing that past fight was, and it's huge now because keep in mind this Drow Ranger is going to deal with the Medusa as the game goes on. You are one of the carries that actually shape up really well at the later stages, mainly because you can outrange the Medusa, and because she's an agi hero with some pretty good agi game, you just pierce through all her base armor. So this is a scary matchup to play into, and often the way to deal with the Drow Ranger with the lineup that Neon have is a high tempo lineup, but conquer late game. You can't get on top of the Drow. As soon as she has BKB, she'll be dealt with this top lane. Yokem and Alacrity combined together, getting a kill onto Enryu's Pangolier. That's a beautiful rotation from them. And that's kind of all set up because of Boom Billy Prior. He was stalking out the Medusa there, recognized no one was nearby, dropped the ward, covered the area. So they had the confirmation that they could make that play and there wasn't anyone, you know, sitting behind the Pango.
I just think that Neon are playing this one wrong. You know, you remember when I told you whenever the DK comes near the tower, he has to die? They didn't do it once in this game, and that is the biggest problem. They need to kill him so many times, and look at even what Boomboy is doing.
Oh my, even Yokem what he's doing. Another multi-man bushwhack from Yokem, and they're going to get up with murder. There's just no way they can close the distance. Alacrity gives him the well played, and you've just forced reactions top. That's the main thing. How many... The Pango TP'd, which is huge. The Pugna TP'd, so now bottom is free.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Neon are right now at this point, they are... I know exactly what their communication is looking like. It's, okay, we're gonna get the BKB on the Kunkka and then we go. The thing is that that's gonna be too obvious for Enigma Galaxy, and they're not gonna be caught by it. Now at this point, even if the DK dies on the bottom lane, while that BKB is there, even if that happens, it is not good enough. So this is kind of that scenario. I don't... You remember the Weaver being played like half a year ago, maybe like a few months ago before the patch came out, and every single time he was in your jungle, you need to kill him. If you don't, there's just so much vision being given, and this is what's happening right now. DK, just with posturing aggressively on every single tower, he is giving info to his team. The Nyx Assassin is giving info on the other part of the map. It's opening up the Drow to do whatever she wants, and then at some point Neon panics and they die.
They're on again to Enryu, Mizu and Yokem. The duo, a potent concoction as they kill off Enryu, and it's the wards, it's the vision, and like you said, just the information of Mizu shoving in bot, forcing reactions, and they're pulling them apart. NGX.SEA are completely pulling Neon apart in this second game.
We can see that Neon, they're reading the situation. Okay, the DK is way too tanky, we can't kill him. But the thing is, you have to. If he's deep, you have to kill him. It's pretty much like when a Timber is being played and you're like, okay, let's ignore him. No, if he is too deep, you need to punish that one. It's actually not that hard to punish and it's a big kill. And now, with all of that being said, they forced out the rotations and they're going into the triangle. Finally, 19 minutes in, they're overtaking it and even placing some vision. Luckily, there's some wards there from Neon so they can defend it.
Boombui might be in trouble. Got a lot of sentries covering the area, so Boombui should be chased down. Do they think about coming over to protect the Nyx Assassin? In fact, they're going to do just that. A remnant to the south, they're targeting Chuan, so a 1-for-1. It's a lot of the control, though, from Neon, and with the Rolling Thunder on cooldown, I don't know if they can take this secondary fight. Alacrity still has the BKB for acquired. He's going to pop this in. Mizu flies over the tree line. They're targeting the Conquer, but he's going to be okay. Stone Gaze will give them a little bit of breathing room, force them away. Now they're going to turn to Alacrity. His BKB is expired. Remnant to the northern side. Now In Your Dream stepped into the middle, but now the Drow Ranger. Oh no, In Your Dream, you can't be posturing like that. There's Neon Pounce. One opportunity, and as soon as they see it, a perfect execution to be able to kill off the Drow. Now they're eyeing up Mizu as well. The Spirit Vessel getting rid of the tanking nerf, but Alacrity, he might go back in. Rated, they're starting to fall pretty low. The slight spam, all the poke that NGX.SEA are dishing out. Gonna be cautious though. Chuan on the respawn, trying to find the stuns, maybe trying to D-ward instead as Chuan. Has he stuck around a little bit too long? That was again Yokam. My god. He's always on point, this guy. Always on point. Finding bushwhackers whenever you wouldn't expect.
I have to say, that was a present from In Your Dream. That fight could have been perfect from Nigma Galaxy, not losing everything, forcing out the TPs, and because he died, now they are even gonna lose Mizu as well. Imagine if he was alive, the side of Neon could never commit, and they wouldn't be able to use the boat ever, because then the Drow would just destroy them from the back lines. But with him going deeper a bit, it kind of opened it up for Neon, and that was a perfect situation for them to fight, and it's always easy to protect your triangle, especially 20 minutes into the game. No big items other than that BKB on the Ember Spirit, so the rest of them are pretty much sitting ducks on the side of Nigma Galaxy.
Wow, they're gonna... Okay, yeah, they got Serpent Ward, so they can force Roche. Is you down for 15, he's gonna buy back. Really would hate to use it. I'm gonna send the decoy to try and get information. Roche is falling pretty fast. They need an answer. Decrypt protecting for the moment. It might be on Alacrity to jump inside the middle. Early use of the Stone Gaze. They won't have this now to protect Roche if NGX.SEA try and get in the pit. This is going to lay down the fight, but look at all the poke again and Alacrity. Oh my, he does it again. Aegis still. How does Ember do it every single time? You give him his best hero, and he proves why he's one of the best on this Ember. Spirit is now Enryu's bouncing everywhere, but he doesn't have an angle to retreat away. His tire. They didn't even lose anyone. They did not even lose anyone.
Yeah, that was just beautifully done by him. I don't think much changes, even if he doesn't get the Aegis in terms of that team fight. But this just makes it so hard for Neon to play, because this means that the Ember Spirit, without even using his BKB, can just go and get on top of the side of Neon. If he dies once, his team are definitely gonna overtake the battle, and then he's back. If they start running away, the chase on the side of Nigma Galaxy is actually quite strong. So this Aegis into his hands is gonna be a big problem. Despite it not making a big impact into the Roche fight overall, it's gonna have big implications towards the next 5 minutes of the game, and now the outer towers are gonna start being dropped down. I kind of feel like Neon are gonna have only the top tier 2 to fight, because the tier 1 they cannot defend, and this bottom tier 2 it's gonna fall without contest.
Yeah, I just don't know what the angle back is for Neon. Your high ground defense is pretty solid. Dusa, Conquer, Pango. Even Pugner's kind of difficult. Like, honestly, they've got very good high ground defenders, but... Mizu... Nice play, dude. I don't know. Mizu, I've always been impressed on his... Somehow he can get blinks off in the smallest margin to be able to escape from any danger.
Dire's
Yeah, he
top
really
tower
did a good
is
job
under
there for
attack.
sure. And we talked about the high ground defense, but again, Medusa is a hero that needs to hit a timing and she needs to go forward. If you lose all of your outer towers, which I think is gonna be the approach here from Nigma Galaxy to take at least the tier 1 on the top lane during the duration of this Aegis, it's gonna be tough for the Medusa to get out of the base and actually bait people on her. You won't be able to force out the fight on your terms, and when you're fighting on Nigma Galaxy terms, it's gonna be problematic. And you is in some trouble.
That he is. Mizu's gonna join. They just need an extra stun. But Enryu gets the roll up fast enough and he should be okay. So let's Rolling Thunder on now cooldown, which should give them a window to start pushing in top.
Yep. That's mainly what it was all about. It might even be better
On
than
mid lane, Avatar Mode and Chuan combined together. Alacrity's gonna try and cancel the shackles, but he's not gonna be able to. So Yoakem's killed off. It's a bit of a streak. Top lane now they do see Asta. They do see Asta. Mizu, oh, he doesn't guess correctly though. Scan is on the mark, but he's still not gonna run back into the Medusa.
Radiant's top tower is
a
under
bit of
attack.
an aggression coming out there from Nigma Galaxy, but finally they get to a point where they wanted to be, and that's the top lane. So
Radiant's top
you get those
tower
towers
is
down.
falling.
The Drow Ranger now has the BKB, so being caught by the X no longer means certain death. You use the BKB, you just walk away, and when there's no more Stone Gaze, when there's no more boat, then the
Radiant's
fight
top
becomes
tower
way
is
too
under
easy for the
attack.
Drow. You just need one of your supports, mainly the Nyx on top of the
Radiant
Shadow
are
Shaman,
scanning.
and the fight is gonna be super easy for you. But now it's time to defend this tier 2. You cannot let it go. I think if Neon are to win this one, they need to keep the tower on the top lane alive for at least the next 7 to 8 minutes. If it drops, I just don't see them winning. It's gonna be too much map control and too many ways for Enigma Galaxy to approach this game to win it.
Dire's middle tower
Oh,
is
that's a
under
difficult task for Neon. We'll see if they're gonna be up to it though. They have this sword on the high ground by their triangle to look to play with. So that's where Enryu and Avatar Mode currently positioning. They're actually just gonna look to burst the Medusa down. All the men are taken care of. So now Asta won't be involved in this fight. Enryu's gonna charge in the
Rolling
middle.
Thunder
Same with
used.
Chuan with the Rolling Thunder out. They're on the Yokam. But they can turn this around. In your dream, he has a double damage rune along with the BKB, so the Drow Ranger is able to stand her ground. Asta's gonna try and charge in the middle, but a stun instantly preventing that. And look at the backline. Alacrity causing chaos. He still has the ages of another 25 seconds. Is just giving them the information so the rest of NGX.SEA can flock in as, oh, boom, booey. A beautiful double impale. 3 are gone. They might even go for more. I'll lose the ages, but you're happy with that. You were speaking about needing to keep this tier 2 tower alive, but off the back of that lost fight, they will not be able
Radiant's
to.
top tower has fallen.
You can see how much emphasis they put on that one, because they know, at least what I'm happy for Neon is that they understand that that tower cannot fall. It is, if it goes down, the game is just straight up over. You didn't give it for free, you gave it for free, plus you gave him some, so in my mind, this game should be done, but Neon, they're of course gonna have at least 1 or 2 fights left in them, and with the BKB is still up for Alacrity, so this is definitely not looking good. I don't see an opening, and we kind of have all the info on the map, whereas the players, they don't even have that.
Oh, Alacrity, he's already got Aghanims. So Pugna might even just tick out in the fire. Alacrity's gonna jump. Now sees Chuan protect with the BKB. Mizu's got the follow-up, and Dire. They're just playing together in conjunction. We see how beautiful it can look when you play as a 5-man roster as Enryu rolls to his death. It's a triple kill for Alacrity, beyond godlike. And again, it's another incredible performance on Alacrity's Ember.
It's just him playing it nicely. There are a few times when I see him using the Remnant a little bit badly, but as soon as he gets an Aghanim Scepter, he just becomes this beast that you cannot deal with. This is gonna be the second lane of Rags. The Medusa is farming the BKB. That's gonna be the last hurrah. The last time you attempt to fight, you're gonna have all of your heroes. You won't have the Rolling Thunder for 40 seconds though. So Enigma Galaxy, they can go and fight without giving a chance to their enemies, but hopefully they're gonna be thinking about us, they're gonna be thinking about the viewers, and they're gonna wait for at least those 30-40 seconds to pass and for the BKB to come out, so at least we see some kind of a fair fight.
Honestly, I have decent wards right now, so if you can... Oh no, Bimbu's gonna run straight into Asta. Oh. Okay. Well, now you don't have that opportunity. That would have been huge if you could continue to stalk the Medusa and cancelling a TP whenever she looked to rejoin the team. But now she's able to do so, and Bumpui's not here if a fight breaks out.
There is no need for Nigma Galaxy to do anything. This is why outer towers are so important, is because you actually have a place to fight at. I think Neon, this would be the perfect time for them to smoke. Smoke right now, try to wrap around, but they don't have all of the info that we have. Now they're gonna be knowing a bit, but nah, it's just so tough.
Oh, nice scan. Really nice scan. Alacrity was maybe starting to venture in a position where he could have been caught out. They're gonna jump the Nyx Assassin instead. Twan to start, but instantly Alacrity. Look at him jump the backline, targeting Twan. Protected for the beekeep at the moment. They're still going to be cautious on what Alacrity is. Still going to try and deal with the heroes of the south. But Medusa just doesn't have the damage to push back the rest of Dire. They still got big issues with the Ember as well, as Alacrity once again remnanting left, right, and center. He's got the Ag Shard, so the remnants continuing to be filled back up in the arsenal. And now with the Drow Ranger locking onto the Medusa, we see these marksmanship props being too much of an issue as Neon have to call it quits. And it's going to be NGX.SEA going 4-0 today. What a beautiful day for them.
Yeah, and I have to say, game number 1 in the previous series, they were... You know, they made a few mistakes. Of course, it wasn't a flawless game, either the 3 next that we watched, but in terms of them understanding what their lineup is good at and what they need to do, it was just on point. And when you know what to do in the early mid game and the mid game, and your enemies are kind of lost, which is what happened with Neon, I don't think you have any chance to win. This is mid game is Dota. In the first game, they lost the laning phase on Neon. We could give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, it's just a stomp. Here in this game, the laning phase went relatively even, but Nigma Galaxy, they knew exactly what they needed to do, and Neon Esports, they didn't punish anything. Mizu dying only once in this game, I think that is the most important thing that we should be looking at. He needed to die every single time he gets close to a tower. Rolling Thunder, both the supports coming in, kill him, even if it means that you lose 1 or 2 heroes. This guy has to die, and with them not doing that, I think it was just a walk in the park for Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, and we saw how important it was as well with having the power runes to be accessible. There were multiple runes that Alacrity got so much value out of. You know, the one that we were watching was the Arcane rune down by the bottom tier 2 tower, where we mentioned Jing with his life drain, just keeping both him and Chuan alive. But it still forced the supports out of the map for like a minute. You had to go back, refill your resources, and get back out on the map. Then we saw a double damage rune. That was a huge reason why Alacrity was able to build up his net worth and get that next set of items, and they just looked to play from there. It's kind of something we were speaking about when Neon, when they pulled out the Nyx Assassin in game 1. They wanted to open up the map. They wanted the full utilization of having towers down, chasing heroes. You're utilizing that vendetta to try and get information, then having a hero follow up and get that pick off and then go from there. And Neon, they couldn't execute in game 1, and NGX.SEA proved that they can execute it in the second game, and now it's going to put them in prime position. I mean, they're 4-0 to end today, so they are going to jump up. They're going to finish 8-2. So actually, I think after that, I think they're on top. So this is a beautiful finish.
Yeah, and I mean, from this, what we've seen today, it was just amazing. I want to see them maybe against some of the better teams, Motivate, Trust, Polaris. I want to see how well they're going to be doing against those after getting this kind of a momentum. But if they play this well, just a little bit more in the execution department, I think it's going to be amazing coming out from them.
Yeah, I'm excited though, because our next series should be a pretty good one. We got Polaris. I haven't seen this new roster just yet. They're going to be taking on Lil Gun, who haven't played as many series. Lil Gun, in fact, they've only played 2 series, and that was against Neon, which they tied 1-1, and they lost to Execration 0-2. So exciting to see how our last series is able to shape up. It's going to be about a 13-minute break until that one. So we'll see you guys for our last series of the night after the break.